Hello and welcome. It is Thursday the 9th of September and it's 4 p.m. here in the Great British Isles. Don't know why I said it that way, but it means that it's time for the Etch Play Weekly live show with me, your host for today, Adam Burt, and I'm joined for today's episode 52 by the way, by Ben Joy. Hello Ben.
Hello Adam, how are you doing?
I'm good. I feel like the background's a little bit high. Let's take that down slightly. There we go. And say hello to the chat. Hello in the chat to Miles. Hello to Pete. Hello to Steve. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your time. This is, in my opinion, the best show on the internet about video games, and I'm glad you agree. I assume you agree because you're here on a Thursday at 4 p.m. Coming up on today's show, we've got a discussion led by Ben all about Hollywood talent in games. We're going to be talking about celebrities cameoing in games, getting big name actors on your game. Is it worth it? Some good examples, maybe some bad examples. I'm not sure what Ben's prepared. We'll find out together in a matter of seconds.
Implying I prepared.
Later on, we're going to be playing 12 Minutes, which is a interesting little game. Recently come out, made some waves. We're going to be checking out that on today's pre-recorded segment. And then at the end of the show, we'll be going through some of the latest industry news, giving you all the latest opinions, views, and, like I say, news from the world of video games. Does that all sound good? Are you happy, Ben?
I'm very happy.
Good, I'm glad you're happy. It makes a nice change.
Mix it up every now and then.
Shall we start then with our discussion about Hollywood talent in games? Where would you like to begin?
I want to begin in that it feels like it's becoming a lot more prevalent in the last few years, but we shouldn't neglect the fact that this isn't anything new. This has been happening for a long time. From like the examples, like Mark Hamill was in Wing Commander 3, which was like 92 or 94, I want to say. It's not a new phenomenon. You had like Christopher Lloyd as himself, like in person in a video game and like cutscenes in the early 90s. So it isn't a new phenomenon, but I feel like it's getting more sophisticated, and we're seeing it a lot more, and I kind of just wanted to kind of explore why that might be. So I think part of the reason, and others have weighed in on this as well, is that video games is really, it feels like it gets stronger and stronger every single year, and they're becoming really strong narrative driven affairs. So it can be quite enticing for an actor to kind of get into a video game. If they're not maybe going in for a movie role, they might go in for a video game role, because there's, video games are becoming very cinematic, and you get a lot of cinematic style games. Supermassive Games, for example, they pride themselves on creating cinematic style decision-based games, and we've seen throughout their catalog that they get a lot of big names from like Rami Malek and Hayden Panettiere in Until Dawn, and I know there was a load of other stars in there. They had Will Poulter in Little Hope, which was the last game in the Dark Pictures anthology. So that's kind of a running theme that they have. So Cyberpunk obviously had Keanu Reeves as a very frontal character, and was used in kind of the launch material. So we're seeing it a lot more, and it's kind of, I guess there's kind of two ways that actors can look at it. You could maybe take the Rami Malek approach, that was kind of his springboard. Like, he'd been in a few things, but maybe wasn't a major player in the industry. But off the back of that, he then was very quickly in Mr. Robot, and then he's gone on to win basically every award under the sun for Bohemian Rhapsody. He's now going to be in the new Bond coming up. Now, I'm not saying that's all because of the back of being in Until Dawn, but it definitely helped him on his springboard to kind of propel him forward and get him out there and kind of show what he can do as an actor, even though it's in a video game rather than necessarily in a TV show or films. And then you've got kind of the other end of the spectrum, where it's Keanu Reeves, who everyone knows Keanu Reeves, been in the industry for years and years and years, and it's kind of a way for him to, he's a big name to get involved, and he doesn't need the push that Cyberpunk gives him, but he then brings an audience to Cyberpunk because it's Keanu Reeves, and people want to see Keanu Reeves, people love Keanu Reeves, and he has that big name factor that will drag people kind of wherever he goes. And I don't think it's any coincidence that in 2019 at E3, when it was announced that Keanu Reeves was going to be in it, it was the most watched trailer of the event. So there's kind of the two ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah, I mean, that Keanu Reeves moment at E3, we talk about E3 a lot on the show. It's the big expo where all games, or the biggest games in the world, are traditionally announced, and when Keanu came out on stage, just felt like a classic E3 moment of people just going absolutely wild. Someone in the crowd was yelling that he was breathtaking, and he obviously was. I think Keanu, there's a few actors out there who are obviously fans of games. Like, you think about how big gaming is, like, just statistically, a lot of celebrities must be gamers. So we know that a lot of actors are. People like Brie Larson has streamed on Twitch and those sorts of things. And Henry Cavill, who stars in The Witcher, which is obviously based on a series which has a game in the franchise, he's also a massive gamer. So I think there's that kind of appeal as well, I guess. Like, I guess actors, a lot of them have passion projects, and sometimes a game could be a passion project just as much as being in a, I guess in terms of the effort involved, sometimes you've got a lot of mocap, but sometimes it's a matter of voice recording. It's like doing an animated film, like doing a Pixar film potentially. You do a lot of takes, you sync up to an animation rather than having your face recorded. So there's lots of ways that you can do it. I guess one of the interesting things, and we've talked a little bit about, well, we're going to talk more about 12 minutes because we're going to play it later in the show. 12 minutes is quite a small scale game. It's a game that takes place in basically one apartment, but it has these three big name actors in it, Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, James McAvoy, and it seems a little bit strange for a game of that scale to attract three large name actors. And obviously we don't know how much money changed hands. We know it's on Game Pass. Obviously there's some sort of Microsoft money bag somewhere along the line. They could have been very well paid. But it's interesting to see that that's maybe starting to, not just be something reserved for AAA high-profile games, but also something that smaller games could potentially engage with if they are aiming for that more of a narrative feel. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's worked out for 12 minutes, for example? Has that propelled them to higher heights in terms of awareness?
I think it definitely will have helped. As you said, the Game Pass factor has a point. But to be honest, I almost would have. It's very prominent in the credits and the beginning of the game that it stars these three high-profile people. But other than Willem Dafoe's very distinctive voice, if I didn't know, I don't think I would have been like, "Oh, that's James McAvoy." I think it would have washed over me, and I just wouldn't have noticed. I would have been playing and be like, that sounds a lot like Willem Dafoe. But
the Willem Dafoe impersonator they got for this is fantastic.
Yeah. But I think being able to say, hey, these people are in this game, even if you might have missed it otherwise, is definitely a factor, because you go, oh, that's a big name, and that's maybe not a game I necessarily would have heard of. I'm going to check it out. So yes, I do think it does help. And I think it's an interesting distinction that you made there as well, to kind of the difference between, okay, I'm the star of this game, and you can see that it's me, or I'm voice acting in this game, either as my own voice, or I'm doing like an animated film and I'm voice acting, and kind of have a role in that, because it's kind of like from starring in the game to appearing in the game, even if you're a main character. So like, some examples, like you have Elijah Wood was Spyro, and you have Gary Oldman, who was Reznov in Black Ops, and he actually jokingly has said, or in interviews, that he's more well known or playing Reznov in Call of Duty than he is for his 30-year acting career, which has some stunning performances. He's one of the best actors in the business. Yeah. As opposed to kind of the way Supermassive does it, and a lot of other companies do it, where the stars of the game look like they look in real life, just obviously digital. And I think that's maybe a reason why more actors are maybe being drawn to video games a little bit more than they used to, because the motion capture and the visuals now are so good that you are starring in it, and it's obvious that it's you, and you are really playing a role in it, as opposed to maybe just voicing it, which is like an animated film. So I guess there's not too much difference there from, okay, I'm going to be in The Croods, or I'm going to be, the voice in a video game. Yeah. So it is an interesting distinction to make, and it would be interesting to know, and it would require a little bit more research, and I wish I thought of this before I came on, because I can't do it now. Is to kind of see whether that makes a difference to say, I was like, does having a big name do a voice have less of an impact as having a big name who is the face of the game, and you can see them and walk around as them in the game? It'd be interesting to see how much of a difference that makes, if it does or it doesn't.
Yeah, and I think when you think about Death Stranding and what they accomplished with Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus, who are both fully mocapped, did full body capture, not just facial capture for the game, and it's very obviously them. They both have very distinctive faces. Norman Reedus was featured very prominently in the marketing. The character's face was on every poster, most posters, and all the kind of advertisements. And I guess it kind of parallels a little bit with advances in like the film industry, where a lot of actors are maybe starting to do that for films as well. You think about Mark Ruffalo performing as the Hulk in the Marvel films. He's mocapping. You think about anything Andy Serkis has ever done, whether it's Gollum or an ape or anything that he's done, he's mocapping. And I know that he's always pushed for more recognition from the world of acting for what you might call virtual or digital performances, where you're kind of layering over somebody but they're still acting. So yeah, it's definitely fascinating. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, just following on from what you said, I think it gives, and what is compelling for actors, it gives them an opportunity to maybe do something a little bit different that they wouldn't necessarily maybe do in a film. It feels like you can maybe push the boundaries a little bit more in a game, maybe go some areas that you might not be known for in Hollywood to not get those kind of roles, but the opportunity is there in gaming to do it. So I think that would be alluring. And I just want to finish with a quote from Anna Rust, who did an interview not that long ago, and she's been in TV and films, she's been in a bunch of games, and a quote from her that I thought was really poignant for kind of this discussion. She said, people are finally waking up to how great games can be, and actors can finally get fully fleshed out characters in games now, and just because you're not physically on screen doesn't mean you can't get some of the most compelling performances out there, which I think is true, and a really good point, well made. And yeah, I think we will see more and more actors getting into games, and maybe some of the more well-known actors, as newer movie stars break through onto the scene, maybe getting some of the younger roles, that some of the older veteran actors who maybe aren't getting the roles they used to be getting can get themselves into video games, where it doesn't maybe matter that they're that bit older, because they don't have to be doing as much. They can be brought down in age. So yeah, I'm pretty sure
you can use the character creator. You can just turn the age right down.
Exactly. So I think
that's how simple mocap is.
I think it's a very interesting development that's happening in the industry. It's nothing new. It's been happening for a long time, but I think it's going to get more and more prevalent. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens and see what movie stars come into games. Are there any stars you want to see in games going forward? Do you think he'd be great in a game, or she would be great in a game?
A lot of great actors have done games. Like, I'm a big Keith David fan, and we talked before we went live about his role in several games, including Call of Duty, Halo, and yeah, I always loved his performances. You mentioned Gary Oldman, who's another one that I think we both have a lot of respect for. But yeah, I mean, it would be great to see, I guess, some of those really big names that haven't maybe done it yet, like Brad Pitt. Where's the Brad Pitt game? That would be great, wouldn't it? So we'll all stay tuned for that. Hopefully there'll be more to talk about in the future. And thanks for your time, Ben. I appreciate that little insight into your head and the world of Hollywood in games.
No worries. Films and games, two of my most favourite things. So very happy to talk about it.
We're going to throw to a pre-recorded segment now, which is both me and Ben still. So you're still with us, and we're going to be playing 12 minutes. And we'll be back after this talking about all the latest gaming news. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Best night ever. Guess who made dessert? Let me know when you're in the mood.
Hello, and welcome to another Etch Play video with me, Adam Burt, and him, Ben Joy. This is 12 minutes. So we're going to show you probably approximately 12 minutes of 12 minutes. You can see we've got this top-down view. I'm this man walking around. This is my wife. And we're going to let Ben Joy make all the choices. We're going to see what happens, basically. Might have to edit this video for time, but we'll see how we get on. Ben, welcome to your apartment. This is your wife. You've got a...
Thank you.
Do you want a tour?
Yeah, let's have a tour. Let's have a look around my apartment.
So in here we've got a bathroom. You can see you've got a toilet, you've got a sink, shower, medicine cabinet.
Want to clean that closet?
We've got a closet. Yeah, there's a closet over here. And in here is a bedroom, window, drawer, painting, all sorts of things. Your wife was just offering to serve you dessert. You're welcome.
Is that what she was offering?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you implying that dessert means something else? Because I don't think.
I thought
that's
that's what was being. I thought that was what was being implied. Yeah, I could go for some dessert.
Okay. Do you want me to talk to the wife and ask for dessert, or you want to do something else?
Let's get some dessert. I'm hungry.
Okay. I mean, do you want me to just go and eat the dessert? Or do you want me to ask the wife to serve the dessert?
Let's go and eat it. This is
You want to go and
2021.
eat it?
I don't expect to be waited on hand and
Let's
foot.
talk later.
I don't think she's gonna like you just eating the dessert out of the fridge.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Like, would you like it if you were like, I made you dessert, and they just went to the fridge and were like, oh.
Oh yeah, she did say let me know when you're in the mood. Can we get out of this and go back and ask? I was trying not to be sexist as hell, but
Wow.
now I'm just being rude as hell.
Great start. Okay, good time for dessert.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready to get wowed by this dessert.
Just give me 1 second.
Look at this lovely romantic evening. Nothing
Nice.
could possibly go wrong to ruin this.
I love escaping from reality in video games.
When is a dessert not just a dessert? I have something to share.
Dessert and a present? What,
She's pregnant.
Just open it.
Got a present. I'm guessing you want me to open the present though.
Obviously, I want you to open the present.
So,
I mean, you could just get up and walk away.
See ya.
It's baby clothes.
I was right. What a guess. I could just tell.
we're having a baby.
what? Wow.
Yeah,
Now
wow.
leave.
So this game,
How are you feeling over there?
you would just walk away.
Yeah.
I can't talk about this right now.
I mean,
No, I was
this is
kidding.
important.
What are you doing?
Oh, the police are here.
I can't believe you were going to make me walk away.
I mean, it's not going to matter in a minute.
I'm with the police. Turn around, please.
What?
Oh, so Willem
Yes,
Dafoe is the
you.
policeman.
Hands
I seen
behind
in
your
the
back.
trailer
Let's
that he
go.
was in it.
Yeah.
Hold still.
The wife is Daisy Ridley,
You're hurting
and
me.
the guy is James McAvoy.
My wrists.
This feels unnecessary.
This is a mistake. Babe, will you tell him? This is a misunderstanding.
I can't really do anything.
I don't think this
You're
guy's
under arrest for your
the
father's
police.
murder 8 years ago.
No. That can't be right.
Shut up. You know what this is. Now, where's your father's watch?
My father? Please, you must be thinking of someone else.
No playing dumb. Tell me where the watch is.
I'm not lying. Please don't hurt us. Honey, tell him.
We should have left.
He can't help you. Just you and me. Tell me where the watch is, and we all go our separate ways.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Dude ain't
about
the
any
police.
watch.
No way.
Okay. Let's just see.
Look, I don't know. No, please. Will you? Please. Okay.
Content warning for you, this game is pretty violent, so if you're not comfortable with that, you might want to look away.
Just don't hurt him. Please. The watch is in.
Oh, fuck, that was brutal.
It's a time loop, baby! We're stuck in a time loop.
Whoa. Let's do the time warp again. Didn't get the dance right.
It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right.
There.
And we're not going to get DMCA takedown for that spot-on rendition of
Yeah.
Time Warp.
Best night ever. Guess who made dessert? Let me know when you're in the mood.
Didn't
Leave.
I already say that?
Get out now.
What?
Just want to leave the apartment.
Yep.
I don't
I want no part of this.
No. I was just... How is this possible?
We should probably take the wife with us if we can.
What? Hey.
Well,
You can't
gosh
leave.
darn it.
What the
Ah,
What next, Ben? I'm actually not sure if you can use the toilet. Is this a thing?
are you going to have to aim?
It does.
Okay.
throw my keys in the toilet.
Why would we? Okay, let's do that. Flush it, baby.
Great.
So now
Mission accomplished. That should be an ending.
Right. Let's just go to bed.
A man's coming to murder you in about 10 minutes, and you're like, "Just want to go to bed."
Yeah, let's just sleep through it.
I wasn't expecting.
I think we did it, guys.
Having a nice old nap. I mean, the house keys have been flushed on the toilet. I don't know what more you can do.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't solve. Oh, don't get it.
What do you want me to do, Ben? Quick.
Oh, so I don't know. Go in the toilet.
Me?
Yes, you. Hands behind your back. Let's go. Hold still.
It's complete cowardice, but let's just see what happens.
Now what?
Now take a deuce.
You can't do that. We've been over this.
Get in the shower.
You want to get in the shower? Okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna walk in on someone in the shower. It'd be too awkward, even if you're coming to kill them. You wait.
Open the door. Now.
You just want to stand here facing the wall.
Yep. Even if they open the toilet door, they're like, well, no one's in here.
He's straight Blair Witching right now. Oh, he's coming for us.
Punch him.
He can see us.
Now you. Hands
Punch
behind
him.
your back.
You're making a mistake. This is.
I couldn't punch him.
All right, easy.
Couldn't or wouldn't.
Do this.
He didn't give me the option.
At least he didn't give us a swirly.
Please, listen. This is more complicated than you think. Please.
I mean,
Wait,
surprisingly...
can we do anything at this point? Can we roll?
No, once you're handcuffed like that, not much you can do.
Shut up. You know what this is. Now, where's your father?
Your grand strategy of flushing the house keys down the toilet didn't actually solve this mystery.
No playing dumb.
I mean,
Tell me where the
I'm
watch
fresh
is.
out of ideas.
I'm not lying.
You are bad at this game. Just
He
FYI.
can't help you.
What?
Just you and me. Tell me where the watch is.
Are you surprised?
We'll go our separate ways.
I'm telling
This is
you
probably how I would
about
react in
it.
real life.
What?
Straight up, keys down the
Let's
toilet.
just see.
I won't tell anyone.
Oh, right. I feel like we need to search. We need to search things. I feel like we need to look at paintings and stuff next time round. So let's just get through this death scene and then we'll try again.
Just don't hurt him. Please. The watch is in
All right. So the watch is here. So we need to find the watch. Right. I get it.
Fucking get
Took 2 deaths, but I get it. We got a storage cupboard. There's got to be something in there.
There's this closet.
Yeah, let's go in there. I wish you'd move with some kind of urgency.
There's
we turn the light
clothes in
on?
here. You want to look through the clothes?
Yeah. Oh God, have we not got a light?
There's a phone.
Let's pick up the phone.
Can you use the
Do we
phone?
do anything with that? I don't know. Let's try it.
We can have a look at the phone. Who do you want to call?
911. I'm assuming this is in the States.
Emergency services.
I am calling to report a murder. My wife, 8 years ago, she killed her father. I don't even know if I know her real name.
Is she with you right now?
Yeah, she's right here.
Sir, move to a safe place. We're sending a unit right away. They'll be there in 15
To the bathroom.
minutes.
No, that's not quick enough.
It's not gonna do me any good.
Sir,
Please, just can they get here any faster?
they'll be there as soon as possible.
Right, what's in the call log?
Can't see that. I just see.
I feel like he's about to arrive. I feel like I just heard an
He
elevator.
definitely is.
Police, open up.
Don't open the door. Can we stop her?
I can get to her. Hang on. Tell her this feels like the same day. Tell her about the cop. Question about her past.
Other topics.
Tell her it's a good time for dessert.
I feel like I want to do that, but I don't think that's going to help in this situation. Okay, back to previous topic. Tell her about the cop.
So the man at the door, he's gonna say he's a cop.
What?
Which one?
Ask her not to open the door.
Don't open it.
What? Why not?
I'll explain later. Just trust me.
Okay. I won't
Come
open the
on,
door.
I know you're home.
Yes, we've done
Open
it.
the door.
We should probably
Open
lock the
the
door,
door.
right?
Yeah, lock it. Oh my God, lock the door.
Too late.
Police. I have a warrant for your arrest.
Who doesn't lock the door when they come
On the
in?
ground.
We didn't. You saw us come in.
Like this.
The first thing I do in real life.
Get out! What is going on?
Can we tell her to run?
You can't just
Why is she not running?
let him go.
You don't get to talk right now.
Hey, what are you
I think
doing?
it's out of our hands at this
Ma'am.
point.
Look
You're
at me.
under arrest.
You can't just barge
Put your
in like
hands
this.
behind your head.
Sir?
Hold
Sir.
still.
Sir. Sir.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Sir.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Sir.
ow.
Sir.
Hey,
Sir.
what the hell?
Don't fucking.
Sir!
Wait, wait.
Hey, sir!
Oh, I got up somehow.
Sir.
Oh, yes, let's do some shit!
Let me do that.
Sorry
What
for
do I
that
do?
curse word. I don't know, run! Oh.
Run where? I can't leave.
The door is wide open.
Yeah, but if I leave, I just get reset.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus
At least we could have avoided the death. Alright, let's make a call.
Who do you want to call?
911. It's the only number I can think to call. So we got to call. Call
Emergency
073
services.
875 632.
What do you want to tell them?
I actually don't know that. Tell them about the call.
There's somebody breaking into my apartment. He's got a gun and he's gonna kill me and my wife.
Sending a unit right now. Get to a safe place.
All right, when will they get here? He's almost inside.
They should be there in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15
Can't wait
minutes.
15 minutes.
I mean, I feel
Sir,
like the game would be
officers will
really
there as
crap
soon as
if the
possible.
solution was
Get to a
just
safe place.
get
Call
the
the
phone
police.
to call the police and wait for them to arrive.
Pick up the knife.
What's going on?
I have a warrant right here.
She's in the way.
So go easier if you cooperate. Hold still.
Oh, step in a bit.
Ow!
Oh, it's
Alright.
I can't really get it.
It's alright, she's
now I
alright, she's
can.
gonna hit the death. Right, get him! Knife this guy.
What is going on?
Oh, Hugh.
And that's the mystery of 12 minutes. Shall we call it there? You can play this game on Game Pass, on PC and Xbox, and yeah, give it a try. See if you can unravel the mystery. The story definitely goes places. I'm not sure it's places that you necessarily want it to go, but it does go places. And yeah, give it a try. Why not? If you've got Game Pass, it's free.
Best night ever.
We'll get her back to the studio, and we'll see you on a future Let's Play video. Bye!
Bye!
Hey, welcome back. It's Thursday, and you're watching the Etch Play Weekly live
you're
show.
muted.
I'm only muted to you, Ben. I'm not muted to the people at home.
Oh, well, I still need to hear what you're saying.
Let me
Can't
just,
lip read that well.
I'll take it from the top. Ready? I'm going to do a big burst of energy. Hey, welcome back. It's Thursday, and you're watching the Etch Play Weekly live show with me, Adam Burt, and him, Ben Joy. We're going to go through all the latest video games industry news from this week in video games. Let's get started, shall we?
Let's do it.
So our first story is all about Horizon Forbidden West, the upcoming, much anticipated game from Sony on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Sony has now confirmed that Forbidden West, which is the new title, which you can see in the background right now, which is coming delayed due to the pandemic, will still have a free upgrade from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 version. So every other title they release from now on is going to have a $10 charge for players who upgrade from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. And originally, last week, they announced that Horizon would be one of them. They said, you're going to have to pay to get the upgrade from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. Fans were pretty upset about that because Sony had previously said they wouldn't do that for Horizon back when it was, you know, a launch era title. It's been delayed a lot since then. So Sony kind of U-turned on it and they've said, okay, fine, have the upgrade for free. I've got a quote here from, well, actually, I don't have a quote, I lied. But Jim Ryan updated the blog post saying that the upgrade will be free this time around, but all upcoming first-party titles will have a £10, or $10 rather, fee to upgrade PlayStation 5, including God of War and Gran Turismo 7. So yeah, that's a bit of a U-turn from them, but good news for Horizon fans, not such good news for fans of God of War or other games who are going to have to pay down the line. So far, at least, Microsoft hasn't blinked on this. They've just said, free upgrades for everyone, forever. And who knows how long they'll continue doing that. But yeah, a little fascinating insight into the machinations at Sony, and maybe not all the limbs of Sony are talking to the other limbs about exactly what they've announced in terms of deals and offers and prices. We will hear more from Sony tonight, Thursday. We're expecting a suite of new trailers and updates in their online stream tonight, State of Play. So hopefully going to be some interesting tidbits from that. What do you make of this, Ben?
So I assume if you have it on PS4 and you have a PS5, you don't have to pay to upgrade. You can just play the PS4 version on your PS5.
Yes,
that's the case.
That's correct.
Okay. I don't know. I think as a player, I don't like it because I've just invested in buying the upgraded console, so I would like the games that I already have that are backwards compatible to work. As the businessman that I am, there is cost involved in upgrading the games to work on the upgraded console. So the fact there is a cost applied, I'm not surprised, and I understand it. I'm finding it difficult to weigh up my business head with my player head. But yeah, I understand it, but I think it's a shame for players. I think now Microsoft probably won't blink. I think they'll use that as leverage because we all know Sony always wins the console wars. Really, they always sell way more consoles than Microsoft. So this is leverage, I guess, for Microsoft to be like, well, if you get the Xbox Series X, you won't get charged for upgrading your games like you will on Sony. So I'd be surprised if Microsoft follow suit. But yeah, I understand it. It's a shame to see it, but I understand it. I don't think it's necessarily just a money grab. Like, investment has to be made to upgrade those games to make them work. So, studios do need some compensation for that. So
yep. And Horizon Forbidden West hits in February, currently slated February 18th, so not too long away. And like I say, tune in tonight to State of Play over on the Sony social channels like YouTube. You'll be able to watch more of several upcoming games, hopefully including Horizon. What remains to be seen. Our next story is all about Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future. This is the story that Ryuta Ueda, the artist behind some of Sega's biggest titles, has returned to the company after a 7-year hiatus. He left the company in 2014 after a 19-year stint, been working at Yahoo ever since, but he's rejoined Sega this year, according to a post on his Facebook, and there's someone at my front door. Ben, fill some time talking about Jet Set Radio Future for me, and I'll be right back.
Okay, bye Adam. So I did say to Adam before we started, I haven't read any of what we're going to be talking about in the news, so you were going to get my reactions live, nothing pre-prepared. So I actually don't know what he's about to say, but 12 minutes, how good is that game? I played it for hours. It goes in some dark places. Adam did say that to me when we were playing it, and I was kind of like, it doesn't feel that dark, that out of the ordinary, but when you do keep playing it, it goes in some places you wouldn't expect, but I definitely recommend it. I loved it. I played it for hours and hours and hours. I did eventually have to look up how you do it. I thought I was really, really close to finishing the game, and I was messaging Adam while I was thinking, like, I've done this, and I think it's close. And he was like, I didn't even realize you could do that, so I guess I've done it wrong. But yeah, it turns out I was actually miles away from figuring it out. But it's a well-worked story, so go check it out, especially if you've got Game Pass. Download it on Game Pass for free. So yeah, I didn't talk about Jet Set Radio at all. I just started talking about 12 minutes because, as I said to you before we started, I didn't read what we were going to be talking about in the news, so I have no idea what you're about to say. So I couldn't pad it. So I started talking about 12 minutes because I love it.
Okay, well, I'm back. I got my Amazon parcel, and I can tell you that to recap this news story then, before Ben went on a little tangent about 12 minutes, Ryuta Ueda has returned to Sega after a 7-year hiatus. Ever hungry Jet Set Radio fans, such as myself, are wondering whether this might mean that a new Jet Set Radio Future game could be on the cards. A new title in the series hasn't been seen since 2002's Jet Set Radio Future. So yeah, potentially exciting. I would ask you if you've played Jet Set Radio Future, Ben, but I know that you haven't, and you'd be embarrassed that I would ask you that. You should play Jet Set Radio Future. It's a great game. Yeah,
I will, because I know you love it. I'm not planning to, because you like it, but like you like it, so that's a good recommendation. So yeah, I might check it out, especially if there's going to be a new game potentially coming. Kind of see what it's all about. See if I want the new one.
We hope there will be. Next story then, we're talking about Alan Wake. Remedy has now made it official. Alan Wake will return this autumn in the form of an Alan Wake Remastered Edition. Available for PC via Epic Games, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X. Alan Wake was originally released for the Xbox 360 in 2010, and this is the first time it will ever have been available for PlayStation. It was previously a 360 exclusive. Remedy is free to do this after regaining the rights to the franchise from Microsoft back around 2019 sometime. After finding mainstream success with 2019's Control, Remedy wove Alan Wake's story into the fiction of the game Control via references and Easter eggs, and then they did some Alan Wake themed DLC, which kind of established this Remedy-verse, which is now expected to include future titles with paranormal themes like Control and Alan Wake have. But yeah, exciting news for Alan Wake fans. I know it's maybe not the most commercially successful game they've ever released, but it definitely has a bit of a cult following out there. Control did really well and has proved there is an appetite for these kinds of games. So exciting times for fans of Remedy and Control and Alan Wake. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, people were amped up about this. I was seeing people amped up about this on LinkedIn. That's how much the cult following out. People talk about it on LinkedIn, which is not typically... I mean, we talk about games on LinkedIn, but more like games industry topics. Like, you don't often see chat about specific games on LinkedIn, and I was seeing it in a few places. Like, people are jazzed for this game to be remastered. So that's cool. It's always nice when fans are happy. We see a lot of things which are like, oh, that's not very nice what fans are saying. So it's nice to see people excited, and I'm sure they're good job. And
game fans are always do a good job. Game fans are always very courteous on the internet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Miles is excited.
Miles is always excited. That sounds wrong. Let's move on. I like the idea that Alan Wake is getting like hyped on LinkedIn. People were like, "Yeah, I just started my new business. Motivation's like a flower. You got to water it." Holy shit! Is that Alan Wake?
And that's exactly how I saw it.
Post written by Ben Joy. Oh. So yeah, check out LinkedIn for all your hot Alan Wake takes from the world of video games. You can follow Etch Play on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, check us out. We're on there as a company. We post things sometimes. Yeah, every now and then we do. But that pretty much brings us to the end of...
I'm trying to build us up. You're like, yeah, well, guess we're right. You start the show by saying, we're the best show on the internet, and you're like, nah, we occasionally post some.
I mean, we are the best show on the internet, but we're not the best LinkedIn company on LinkedIn.
I'd say we are.
Okay, well, if you love Etch Play, if you love Etch Play content, and you want even more than the show can provide, there are things I can tell you about. So every Friday we launch a roundup on our blog, which is our insights into the world of games in written form. So you can read that, on your Friday, having a fun Friday. You want to get some news as well, like reading the paper, but on the internet. You can do that. And we'll be back next week at the same time, 4 p.m. every Thursday, with episode 53 of our weekly live show. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate your time. And we'll see you again soon. Ben, anything you want to say before we leave?
Bye.
Oh, wait, I want to put on the Doke V trailer from last week. We just have a little chill to this.
That does look good. I'm up for this game.
Yeah, I mean, we finished the show early. We were supposed to go until 4:45, so we now got to sit here for 6 minutes just enjoying this trailer on repeat.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's talk more about 12 minutes. Let's talk about 12 minutes. Didn't you enjoy it? I thought it was so good. I really, really liked it. I mean, I played it for a long time.
I thought it was a very interesting idea that maybe in practice didn't work out that well. But it was definitely interesting. Ideal for Game Pass. We have Game Pass. Worth checking out.
I can't even hear the sound, but I'm just enjoying watching it on my...
just dance, Ben. Start dancing. And then do like a wave as part of your dance.
It's just like I'm doing jazz hands.
Yeah, you're fully jazz-handed.
It's hard to do like Saturday Night Fever and waves. Bye everyone.
You can tell dance away this week.
Yeah.
See you next week, guys. Take care.
Yeah.